18th, they will shut down the plant because we owe them more than $400 million. IPPs alone, we owe them $1.7 billion. And so it's serious, 4 billion cedis. As I sit here this morning, my headache is how to get the next parcel of liquid fuel. The fuel we have will take us 2.6 days. We've placed order for fuel, but it has to be paid. We've procured some fuel on credit and working with the Ministry of Finance to pay. But the truth is that the Ministry of Finance also has its limits. And so we'll be going to Cabinet to discuss how we can improve on the sector. And that is why we are pushing for some private sector participation in ECG's operations. It does not entirely solve the problem, but it takes us to another level. Because if the collections are reduced from the 40% to say 5%, it means that we'll be collecting more. Cabinet has also adopted a position, and we'll brief you, Chairman. All MMDs are supposed to pay for their electricity bills. They have to budget for it. We've identified what we call critical institutions. They include the health sector, the education sector, the security agencies, and the presidency. Even with that, so if you take the health sector, it's the theaters, the laboratories, the wards that will be exempted. If you take the educational institutions, dormitories are not part. Restaurants are not part. Only lecture theaters. So we've classified that. And Cabinet is granting the approval and will publish that. Even what we term as critical institutions, the Minister of Finance will have to budget for it and pay. As I sit here this morning, my headache is how to get the next parcel of liquid fuel. The fuel we have will take us 2.6 days. We've placed order for fuel.
Live and you may ya democracy jubedi ebro office samra conference non kron ebebo ya yebesori jubedi no so my Ghana musam na enwumre yebetena na afa yedi eho enkomo eye enso ewo jumedi so se democracy dia na chese kabi na men kabi enye ntokwa enye mabo enye sika twe wo kabia na menso makabi eno ana yede ebro ene enwumre nyame ya adoma ene odomfo no adom yen Yebenya Nana Echei Oko, the New Patriotic Party, Wano Ejinamu Dindindin at the Emomo as a communication team member, Shanto Region, Ono Ebeba Sanso, and Vincent Asaribedia, former parliamentary candidate for Offensive South, in the name of the National Democratic Congress, Onosu Ebepim, or Professor Smart Sapon, a Director Research, Innovation and Development, or KSTU, Onosu Yehene Nimse, and Enyumrei, Obeba Abepim, and Su Ewaha, na Yadi Jumedieno, Ede Atata, so ne, Yame Eyadma Yehre, the energy situation of the Republic of Ghana, according to the Ministry of Energy, and Semahodwa, and Namwa. And now know the Minister for Energy, Edibetu just say aka just 2.6 days of energy. And ibetimi akova na nyumre and the PR eba bontense Ghana Accra cruder ebe over 400,000 na eba na aba bua ema enema etimi akoso edi ama Ghana energy no akoso. What is the situation? And Africa mpanyifo ko hyae ekodwendwen energy ho na de omo che ne se Africa energy situation a yewo no is more of leadership than finance. And ebehwe honum na yedin komo ahwe that substantive government, substantive presidents and then ministers of energy, what actually have they laid down say betimi ahwe ema energy situation no etime improve ewo omai Ghana emu ehanum sei we ba no abeka se me de this kilowatt of power na ede source we ba se me si bui dam na we asi me si hwan dam ni nyina echi no. The world is changing from fossil gas and then croneba and solar and wind and nyama hodo bebre na ekoso no and Dien and among and a Ghana A2 in that direction near say energy no ebetimi ejina so and the omampenia oteso His Excellency John Dramani Mahama what they two say the energy ministry no the green transition ababeka ho what steps are we taking in line with the green transition? Ebeboa Emma ene ye free aye niema seemingly affected to our environment. Nitimi akọ bia betimi aba na ene emfa environmental degradation ene yen atmospheric yin nyina emmeka no na mmom yebetimi enya energy and power me akọ yanim. The situation say yenya power no is it finance and I say a leadership and a emwa. Do we have the willpower to say the end na ibesi form nyaye dia ye na ma Ghana every facet of every corridors of our nation no baby etimi enya tumi ye be gina so ya yente the term doom so eho ensensem, and then we'll be looking at these issues and ne enyumre ewo democracy jumedie so na yedi eho enkomo enso ha ya kana ji ho nsensem ye na ye ka say car power ese Ghana edineka $400 million ya ene say on my Ghana ammo ne homoden na wantua obeshate power we eye ensama car power. And so the Atuja will look at all these in line with our energy situation in Ghana. Na yaka ho ensem. And now no any say a board member of the Bank of Ghana, ora a friend say Honorable Isaac Adongo ede ensem ebetuja say ene directives ene shishaya eba HSA maybe beba Ghana hanum ebeyeding so betimi a draw a dollar a free account mo over the counter and who ensensem ebaya in the Bank of Ghana for ede inside by say bibian say that policy or also betimi ayi out a threshold no and wa ni kutam yebehwe sa ensem no ene enyumre against our dollar situation, how the dollar is improving against the city and enyumre and so jumedi so say whether it is a fluke and I say it is something that the policies and the directions and then Nema Amanfo and I say buying any Bank of Ghana, any finance minister, they see how and mitigate against these things. And then anyway, you be home and some na ye di home and come and so ewo jumedi so said ye ho ensem etie pepepe enye honko e modern na fe yahwe enei wodoni achim ewo enkran the Ghana Immigration Service etimi ayi nipa over 2,000 ena free yakwan so ninyira nipa omugina kwan so na omosresre womo a sebi womo enfree Ghana ha mo free amanfo aman so ena abegina ha ana omo ugina ka no mabegina ho na omo esresre omo echese omo eyi omo nyina na omo edomo esiplemu edi omo akọ womo enkura omo free mu eba he. Look at this one now no be Kessben television Kessben media efa sajumedi no eto no so ewo Kumasi edi hu nkomo bebre ene ye ka say the interior minister edi ababe tudwa say enyen krankwa ene beso ombetetremu amano akọ other regions and is going to help na ye kwan na say ye sa nipakoi efree yen kwan so ne kwan no so etimi adaho and then you may be looking at that one as well na fe ye di eho enkomo enso ewo jumedie so na yahwe sede eho ensem ete meden ede Kwabena Owusu Dankwa utwanetia keodi ena dodo na efremiem me ena medi dwumedie ho achiamem Kwabena nonkron ebebo malam yaya ena aisha dwumedie ya ene enwumrei yede ebrel enso ewo kasamfoni ene kasa fidie eso afemi enkwai na afi yenhwe ensem ba komienu bi a etodwa na afi yenka eho ensem enso ewo ha sabria yekasa yamampani ehye ne to ase na akopiem apa east enei wo ba be piemu ewo enkran ene ne bottom enra akopiem ewo dodowa na odi ensem ahodo etudwade di kan o ka kire Ghana for nyina ese the vice president is excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman enche na wotwe a yesimi enko na wie ye de na maame no aba bedu Ghana woba abehye ne nwumadie enso ase ana so beto ne nwumadie so yade akoye na ne ho ato ne kra yanko ne nkotio mampani ensema odi tudwa ewo ho.
I begin by bringing you greetings from Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman. And I'm happy to state that I spoke to her yesterday morning, and she'll be back in the country before the end of next week. By God's grace, she's fully recovered, and she's going to come and go back to her duties. I begin by bringing you greetings from Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman. And I'm happy to state that I spoke to her yesterday morning, and she'll be back in the country before the end of next week. By God's grace, she's fully recovered, and she's going to come and go back to her duties. I begin by bringing you greetings from Her Excellency, the Vice President.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Omroko Pim Dodowa, our Greater Accra region. Thank you to all Noriko Pim Wono, and who ensem and Ode Atujam, Emma Yatibi, and so after me, if you're in Chim, or sign a chassis and a social a pro bonasi, a war a year, wa, neho, and Odeko Tuga, a coin a hodo, any the big push once and sem. The Mampeni Kayan, young Kuninkuti in summer, or Mampeni Edituja, Edifa, a choir hodua, and they obey na Waji Hujuma, the linke a year, the southern part of Ghana to Bebia Okoko Piemeka, wa and an important mono, young Kuninkuti in summer, or Mampeni, and so Edituja, our home.
Priority projects under the Big Push infrastructural program. Understandably, a significant number of these priority projects will be in the road sector. These works include the dualization of major highways, including the Accra-Kumasi, Accra-Takrade, Accra-Aflawo roads. We'll also tackle major bridges such as the Dambai Bridge, the Chiamanfrom Bridge, rehabilitation of the Bupe Bridge, Daboya Bridge, and Yape bridges. We're also designing a new expressway between Accra and Kumasi, which will reduce the travel time between the two largest cities in Ghana to about 2.5 hours. During the campaign, we traveled on the terrible road network that has become characteristic of the Upper West region. In this region, under the Big Push, we are prioritizing the Wa Tumu Bolgatanga Trunk Road. And the Techiman Wenchi Bole Wa Hamile corridor. Sections of the Sola Fufuso Road will also be resurfaced to improve connectivity between the Upper West and the Savannah and Northern regions. These roads will not only enhance trade and transport, but they will also stimulate cross-border business and revive economic activity. Equally, we'll upgrade roads in the Wa East, Nadoli, Dafema Buse, Isa, and Sisala East districts to improve access to markets, schools, and health facilities. My brothers and sisters, work will begin very soon. In a few months, you see contractors on all these roads, because the money has been provided in the budget. This year we set aside 14 billion Ghana cedis for the Big Push. And the Finance Minister has assured me that all the contractors will get 15% mobilization to be able to mobilize to site. And he has also assured me that any contractor on the Big Push projects who presents his certificate for payment will be paid within 2 weeks of presentation.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and our Saudi and some editor Femianco and they are soja for no. Obeka Mampeni Edibetuja say Mahama K and they one at the Bosumi Baye and 9 Eddie Sihonoma. Won Jaketua, Yevani in Kotum, and was signed Eshan appointed say 1 year be a crabosumi back could dear. Facotriano, Ebertum near from one non communicable diseases, no, Yamomodi and Fare. And Nano, and a soldier 4, led by the Chief of Defense Staff, Orea William Ejapon, Lieutenant General William Ejapon, or name a pound for a toa, and almost say, yes, ye, Yanko Ninkuti in summer, or Penino. edi tudwa womra omonso edi wombosome baako aketua ekoboa ama yarehwe akonenim.
We, the military hierarchy, made up of myself, the Chief of the Defense Staff, the Chief of the Army Staff, the Chief of the Naval Staff, the Chief of the Air Staff, and the Chief of Staff at the General Headquarters have come here this afternoon to lend our support to the noble venture that, Your Excellency, you have established, the Mahama Cares. We share in the goal of this venture that seeks to provide financial assistance to individuals living with chronic diseases across the country, and especially to cover the cost of care and medication for non-communicable diseases not currently included under the National Health Insurance Scheme. We are intrigued, and it is also heartwarming to know that persons with conditions such as cancers, cardiovascular diseases, chronic kidney failure, and stroke, among many others, will equally benefit from this fund. Your Excellency, that is why I and my military high command have decided to also contribute our 1-month basic salary to the fund. Meanwhile, we are embarking on a sensitization drive to urge all our soldiers and the defense civilian staff who are willing to also consider making some contribution, no matter how little it is, towards the funds. Because we know that one day, as individuals, there may be the need for us to benefit from this fund. That is why I humbly join you, Your Excellency, to use this opportunity to urge others, including our sister security agencies, to consider helping towards this noble cause.
The Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General William Ejepong, and I would say Ode and Sem and so etudwa. Afi mianko His Excellency ho and soon sama Ode tudwano yentibi nafi yemra.
This initiative, and so this intervention is timely, and I want to take the opportunity to thank our service commanders for this initiative. It shows that aside from your primary responsibility of protecting our territorial boundaries and wielding weapons and driving armored tanks, you have a heart and soul beating in your chest, and that you have love of country and love of the people that you are protecting. And so on behalf of the people of Ghana, I wish to thank you for this initiative. Government has made budgetary allocation to kickstart Mahama Cares.
Right.
But
we His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Onoson Sama Odi Etu Jafienko, a member of the board of the Ghana Bank of Ghana, Honorable Isaac Adungu. Nanoko Kansembi, Emma Enei, the Bank of Ghana, Eddie Directives Aba, say in Semna Papano Ebekayeno, Nyane Kwanso, Enono. Nyan say Honorable Isaac Adungu Diko Tuja, say Enei Oshe Dollar Hon Ensensema, Bank of Ghana, Impo Shenche, Nature say Bayeding, say Owo Aye account or dollar na peso kodra. Untimi enyi ewo counter. Yintin sem exactly what the Honorable Ekaye.
It is okay. We are happy with that. But
I need to spend it the way I want.
No, wait. So you can only get dollars if indeed you are going to use it for a dollar denominated. It's supposed to regulate the use of our legal tender. And our legal tender is the cedi. So if you go to the bank to buy, to take your dollars to go and buy fufu, you don't buy fufu in dollars. We will give you cedis to go and buy. It's not an event. It's a process. What you are doing is that you are not allowing me to give you a complete picture of that. We don't need to go on the rooftops. You see the result in the dollar rate. And we are saying that you can no longer speculate with a bank account in dollars. Because when you put the money in dollars into a bank account, we'll give you the dollars only when you need it for a dollar-denominated transaction outside of our country, because dollars must be spent outside, not inside. But if you need the dollar to go and spend on, say, CD-denominated transaction, we'll give you the CD. Put your money in your bank account and go and get it, whether you get a dollar in Ghana here. It's illegal.
No,
you can't be giving dollars on the counter. You can't take dollar over the counter. You can't take it.
Why can't
you will be giving CD equivalent. Happening today in Ghana now. So maybe.
We Honorable Isaac Adongo. Now then sembe tu na Bank of Ghana say Debbie papa nyabotre pa na omo ebad betu say wombra ewo ho policy no still or threshold still betime yinti papa ne ka no ento asumu ana say nyomo ena omo ka omba be chirchire mu se sa no your friends obetime you dollar no over the counter no eda so adwuma we ensema ono so ede atodwa ma menka other stories ka krabi na fe yemra na yemedi enkomo enso ha ene ya make say Cocoa Board are inaugurated 11-member board members Yemra Samuel Ofosu Ampofo wono ene chairman Eddie Emma board no the finance minister Dr. Kessben Atofos and Ekahobi the Bank of Ghana governor Dr. Esiama and also Ekahobi the CEO of the Cocoa Board Ora Randy Abe and also count and some other personalities omunyina Ekahwa ya chomo se omonhwe na cocoa sector na enei ekofom no omo entimi and revival no eno enso ewo hanum se ya yade honsam ne bi ede amamom ewo hanum se na nei experts in then Africa and the Ababa say Africa energy crisis is rooted in leadership failure, not poverty. And ye here name mum akandifono ena omuntimi enyom neme nyina na say womu any balls, let me put it that way, womu ni balls to stamp the authorities na omatimi I make it well now yes omuntimi they can do it but they don't have the willpower to do that one and no can be NMI energy nsem no ekoso Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na say name IDU forum ekoso no ono etimi akwache na dwen yepa manfo agina tum efa global politics na fe trade stability akwache say enei yentimi emfa sebi bio asa wokobo besia na ode niema bi awantoto niema yi a wontimi ntu kan yemfa bosia entu besia ka eno ensema papa no enso ede atudwa owura Gabi Ochidako oko na New Patriotic Party man odi muntintima pa ode abetudwa se na sidi na ejina no fan bi no yemfa abasobodo eno emfa mo Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia wono ene hyase for gold for forex no ode buy nei enisi for so asomu a ekon nim bebri enso we ensem ahodo enene enwumre yedi eho enkomo Professor Smart Sapon ha Rolf.
Yes sir, minu akeodi.
Good evening.
Yes sir.
Na boko de
Ejana dum odi acha yen.
Yede nyame ase pa na miyem hyehyem kakra.
Anya
Se de nsuo ni guye no.
Ezi na no odin
Na no yedin pa bata.
Round 2 no kra na nafom.
Nya se kuma.
Na ye fesa no odin no.
Ai.
Ye tosu mi no ba na nafom.
Nafom kra. Mr. Mwadi also ntimi medru. Nti etwense na eje ya ba na Honorable Vincent so ba be kan sa.
Okay, that's fine.
Mr. Mwadi so kra ba ya te so aba. Since you no subside on so ba nti ye benya full house ne.
Nice.
Ye benya full house. Right, me sha say na ye momode na ye nin komo. Emfa ye energy na ehu ensensem. The energy minister Eba Bonting Edibetudwa say ene ye energy no say Ghana fo ankentima baby ebekwa koda no enya senkom ni nyina ne se akabe 2.6 days pe ena ibetimi ede aso nkanea ede ama Ghana for na nyumre ena ne pia babo ntense Ghana take delivery of air light crude be over $400 defense and gallons am betimi aboa ye betimi ahwe ama nyinam kanea no akonanim amamfo bebre adwen am say as energy situation no we are not being told what is actually the truth. And I say yentimi handle the ye and they say and they experts Africa they are just say leadership ekahubi NMI energy and kosono. Prof, want you.
Good. Minia KOD mesado asibio. Na me de ncha kesi ache busuafo agemre eti ne won mo hwe ye nyina ya mo bibia ajo. KOD energy eye wiase mu niema eno na boa yema bibia ni mu baako in fact kamera say ne kese pa energy. Energy is the power. The idea etimi ma etimi ye ne yenye nyina. So enti se eba se oman bi ebe safa na se ne ho be kye no nema bi mu a anka me ya se na anka nye se energy ebe ka ho. Enti me ne wonu mum ko hia ya o mu ka se yen Africa ha bibre mu ha. Ye energy challenges are ye share no. Due to leadership failure ye mpanimfo na sebe omu boye form. Mpanimfo e boye form ne nyoma mpanimfo ne nko awo. Ye kan me sure say amanfo ani gina. Amampanimfo ye nya omo abesen ko. Ene ni oteso sisi ya. But leadership a unit of society. Leadership gina if unit of society just say o shisha ba a form pa baby a nyina ye free answer na yakosoro na honey leadership no.
A honey can leadership.
Honey a hwankasa ne leadership.
I see.
Because I say pyramid a kowie was soro. But base no any leadership no. As soon as the image of the leadership that ye nyina yesu ban na mampanifo no.
No more than a day actually yen.
Aha. Nti me pese anwumre wa bi a wuti a woni mpanifo no ye adwene say African energy challenges are caused by leadership failure no. Me ne omu ye adwene no. Me mfa wo nsa ne statisa the point President Mahama. Ana Nadu Dankwa Kufuado. Ana President Mahama. Ana President Mills. Ana President J. Kufuor. Emfa nkoachi nko ye nyina ye ofaje John Rawlings. Ana Umo Maka Professor Hila Liman nomni ade. Me pese odo ho be share equation ni mi bi na wo ka ho. Ye ka say illegal connections. Ye ka eka ebo electricity system no a ebeje wonsem. Sa illegal connections ne ewumie ne wo illegal connection na obi a wo wia. Ene ye wo legally illegal connection wono mu asabe wonwia wo ba wontua nso.
Ewia kuro ya
onwia ye senya illegal market for no de wa connect a wunim na baby ho no wa connect a wunim enti no wa ankwanko ye surveillance anko chinchin a ebia wunhu se obi a connect bibi wo baby your system bi a ye friend no me kaya meka chro some of the Markov's chain advanced statistics nibia aye the tracking process intinka process na nkase leakage cause o baby a omunya machines bi hu say light ene na mo for chrome no edu ha ye intimi trace meaning crofo adivert light ne pass ye ni sa system ni bi ni ade intima ye leakages e system ni no do so sa leakages ni illegal connections no ye no ma na ye ye 3 ya na umafa soja for police for no akochinchima no manya nipa ba ku mienu bi ache no ba me catch o say ekoso ye wa manfo ebri ho no mu ade are still running power electricity bi mkwa hono mu de ye adwuma nkasa illegally connected. No, my question to you is that oko galamsey sites to see ya bush hono ma connect electricity solar to ho umutu ya so hu enti no leadership me pese galamsey for dum ho beka me pese me bobro no bi din but baby bebre hono wa bia wo hwe bia wa connect illegally wo no leadership failure no oko point President Mahama na onsanum na aka no hwew wode one ne ko say no na ne aka no na hwew na yabasa legally illegal people no wono mu a institutions we no hono mu a omu ye income generating and so mu ntua be obi anka omo hwe
but say ne Prof Rebecca say yen yamana basa because if the laws are being enforced enforce laws now somebody's responsibility to enforce the laws now hono untimi fa blame no komma every mo can say every human being is a potential criminal.
Yes.
It's when yamra betimi aban ni papa obewia.
Nti wo wia emfa san ko tene
the one
so nti wo na you primarily irresponsible.
Okay.
Nti wo na akose ni nyina de aba. Memu honom na say conversations ni komo koso say anka parliament aso de solar system aban nyuma ko ministries departments and solar system den ni nyina ye because enayete hayi aban ankasa kra ka ode energy system no ankasa kra no ebeje me no nyina ye nsem so yesisi so saa onim se bosume so a ya aban adwuma yentua ye medum light ye meye hwe o mani bra no university light mko akodum no meanwhile university we pay I can tell you on authority university pays bill.
Mutia.
Aye. Me wo university nim na meka. Sabe menye nipa kito university. I know what I'm talking about. We pay. Munya chira e a mo fan koche Parliament House. We want to do Parliament House light back. They owe you go there.
Right.
Baby mu de mo ka no honti e build ya na kudu soro. Esoro no na fe ye ka mismanagement. Ni nya ka leadership failure no ho. Mpanimfa ye de mo ko electricity company of Ghana. Any one no more maka light hunsam ni energy hunsam ehye mo nsa no. Ekwan be no mo fa so a o mo manage the system e de ma oman no. Sisi a minim say missing containers no say de mo hu a Vincent ne
Yentie ho hwe.
Ha, se mo hu a but e bi ani why won't our energy system be deviled with crisis if na yes saying 3,000 something containers. Eme mu be 1,300. 80 mejira. Why won't we be there? Nenya Africa na same way besi. Yes, African energy challenges are caused by leadership failure. Seriously, it is only in Africa. And I deal with it, Messi. Only in Africa. Container ain't mean anywhere else apart from Africa. And intimacy containers maku 1,300 ayira. Senior, it can only happen in Africa. My boss, Professor Young Jolie, South Korea, we are na me Juma Seoul National University. Na my boss na no ni me bon komo emra ye beto Obama Trump first Trump election. So na ye bon komo politics na na make so media. Me support Trump. Na I'm say or very representing the United States very well. Na ye bon komo na en nwa say me support Trump. Na we start take on no president, Saturday na president he Obana nitianye yokodemu no. Park. Na that's what started can ho say na mamu no na Adam say mumu hayi ngoyi. Omo so je say
Omo de nkoyi.
Na okabia na masro okabia na say why am I laughing? I'm say prof. Who you sure say wa man ya wuti me ngoyi. You no for had am say prof. Is it ever possible say nipa miensa ebe akocha ade miensa obako nya bia na also this can't happen, it's never possible. And I'm saying now kasa come to Africa. Africa to me the nipa mienu omo made mienu mom koche ba ko besa na chaba so wanya bi it's possible in where into the ye na ya munya yi ye de nde e ma na ye tan 1,300 and something containers missing and the same say only Africa. Definitely our energy challenges will be due to leadership failure. Ubia ka ho GPHA director ona nyema eba nyina si una so a sebi ye ka asemi wa ka wanu atum ma political game MPP ni NDC neka in any serious country. The port is a security zone.
Yeah.
The port is a security zone. The port kusi wo wiase mu a aya montan hwe baby ankofo target no. We call those places security zones. The port would have been number one place. Will be a person be shutting it down. NASA same way report ba near can radio so shamefully. Your nuclear near can. Our energy crisis will be due to challenges of leadership. Now if you about transmission losses, basically gusuka transmission losses. Kakra na aba yetimia generator you know. You say be free be generator ba be do hano. Now almost 20% na ekokwa. Odi ana wo kan sustainable energy ye wo wind wo ha ye wo awia wo ha ye wo niema bebre ho no mu a renewable naturally renewable adi no sebe wo kasa niema no ho nkomo bia na wo gu obi adwuma nipa no a ono so sebe waje contract so no be kra petrol aba me dia ye yi no sisi ase akra petrol $300 and something million obi chobo pa no now can wind energy ni solar energy obesity na adwuna ma leadership failure and the key na ni nyina na meka say na mampani no saa ne man kitikite ekoso offices ni ye nyina ya fiefie mu ni responsibly then ni nyina no on na ye the embodiment on na or reflect saa de because sabe the back they say will stop with him enti mesre ye nka omampani bi adin na machechire mu se leadership no se kapefa ho shem bi na so ka ho uhu kura mpo a wonka sabe if you see somebody stealing illegal connection sabe enkofo bebre and so kura mpo a wonka why are accomplice to sir irresponsibility na ekoso nti that is how I see this conversation and no krenso na me de manu asi wo minister for energy so na masere say the jana na e de aso ha no me kai the first time I met in can no say Ghana kai say one day people say then
5 hours
5 hours per na the whole country is going to go to sumu bedru yen on nyame animuni after politics no after elections no campaign after elections na show working what minua case lato force ano kasa
nti so kasa
but say show working the evidence are showing him say among for the befa all several reasons but say it is happening at his time until he is supervising something positive wabra yente ne kasa energy minister Jinapo respectfully keep the lights on and stop talking. We don't want to hear we know PRO check the difference in the conversation one and then say or massa assurance and they say yakra fan
so no your head so you should be
you don't come and throw this panic and say Ghana way in 2.5 days isumu bedrumo then your PRO will come and say be assured yakra fuel dey ba into the lights will be stop the politics stop the politics my best 5 ministers are me here now honorable Jinapo ka ho because of course his sector no still no amount for lights in na man na feature but he's a fine man. I know the prospects are there for him but top on the top 5 will be Kessben to force and doctor show working no aba minua minta kando mu de pempem ne kakra de but sabe he's sailing through check Sami Okuja to Abraka show working yes the embedded chip was already launched by Kufuadu before then yade ubenya say obiaba or toa ejuma so na me come in Takando say at least 12 of the agenda 111 hospitals we have been told under his supervision has been set to operate and commission this anema nyina Ashanti regional minister sabe bibia danchan he qualifies to be in the top 5 the start was very fast Sabrefi and Crawford her files check it out the way he was able to pick up very very fast and join the league of serious ministers in this country. In fact, admirable. Enti amanfo started the mudi the list of very serious ministers in home. Mesres energy minister, enough of the scaremongering, the minister. And to be catch them say 2.5 days time like bedwa. I go say me fanya den. What now? There be one now what ho. I will make sure the light in enum. I expect you say they be amposo be kasa. Mami who say nanka bibi say but ye the name be Google akwema sound assuring. Enye dum so ne hu bi de nye omanya light be dum na yete Ghana ni bia ni hon mo hu sum da. Ye hu dum so has become part of us. Don't come and tell me when you have been put there to fix it. Enti me de manu be si ho me sure say ye ko anim no. O mbete nsem bi say yase. Na omahwema ye nyina so me pacho ma me fancy say ye nyina the responsibility starts with us machirem ye nyina ye get responsible from our levels ye benya enough on our energy sector leakages ni nyina betwam transmission losses omo ye omadwuma ye ho adwuma wie na on top of it we are kete krono 1,300 and something missing containers entiminzi wo baby just Africa yekoso asoso wa ha alright yebekoso adasumu
but that's it my honorable Vincent Asarbediako honorable
Minia.
Good evening, Akwaba.
Good evening, Minia. Na onhoye de.
Onhoye pa na so e.
Inshallah, nyaminti onhoye pa.
Nyamiase. Na na je Perez so ha. Perez ne de on pese be bo back mabo.
You say de na je che kwaku ba. So oya che kwaku ba ku.
Fa me kuta na.
Fa la Minia de aba ha de bi gidi say 10 minutes so ne de be ma wo. Na.
O say kunu beduma.
Ozro Akwaba. Mama Mr. Joseph Amwa and so Akwaba. No can sing come here Twaneja. Baba.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Naboko de.
Yami adum bako.
Kensu ni ya ye.
Papa ntino topa.
Wa top.
I say ye nyina.
Oh Samu. Okay.
All
right. And no, not more food in Como. No more so my crado. They are waiting for the rains. Indeed, we are believing say yen tiati renchambia and go scenario. Oh, say me hanum. You didn't come off. So let's see. Say nothing will happen. Right. My uncle enough energy some honorable me to some free hona and some better conflicting, shall I say conflicting friends information from the minister and the PRO. Be a who say minister ne bo abubu dodo. Juma no waba besom juma no neja se de bia so hunu na Ghana for no. Mamiti honorable.
Mini ameda wase na mafo fidie so achia wahwefo ne watiefo ene nwumere o magembra o motieo na me de nchia kese nso akwa ama offenso municipal ana offenso constituency NDC ne obibia wo offenso mu na menu awaba MC awaba mejidi se mema no akwa aba me mejidi se tama na me pe member of parliament no dey ani dey nyina na okọ radio so na or applaud me for saying ya me bebo amema me nsaka nti se ne wono so nsaka de meka ne se me man money yo na de meka ne se onyere no ho no onye adwuma pa na emfa Frank Owusu your friend abode abode na obi dia friend teacher abode na omo dia friend okro no mo amana nti me gidi se wabae de obeboa ma offenso afa ne ntoma pa aye de efra na matcha constituency executives ene omo ne call ye nyina omo nsan tumi anka de minim no se ene ye ono ochina ebetimi aye wo nso nti obi amfa ne support enter na chi sene ebe ya adwumadi obedie no nso ebetimi aboa ama offenso aye de akona nim kanka ne menu abas a wone ne call ye ene shadai ene omo makanyina megidi se obi akonkoden na de nyame pe no ye nti omo me nyere ye ho because omo nyina ye youth NDC de ma manage ho ne se youth no omo my opportunity nti simple ene abode ani ho a ye wo youthful exuberance bebre o ha they can take over nti de ya na ye kan se omo abamomu adwuma no the way ana omo si ye no omo nkoso anye se ne be ya NDC be fa ne ntoma pa ye de fra menua said ya wo kan energy sector no ene time a mensaka topics no me shase etna ase hwe no mamu ehunu se Ghana issues a ema yenya sa challenges no e yahodo be for ba ko ya distribution losses ye tosu biem correction losses and the tosu biem tariff gap I no so ewo ho and ministry and department no so debt almost so at the energy sector no eno na ma sa issues we nyina de eba enu nti mi de mi hunu se ba bia ya duro no wo se ye nyina ye boa na dwumadie no etimi de ekonanim se de na professor kasa na o ma yeti asese transmission losses is the same as the distribution losses about 20%. Oba sikajeje no so almost 15%. Oba ministries no ni we no nyina aboma kamia ye se almost 40% of say ye transmitted we na bana yentimi nya ho sika no ensa ankɔhye ba bia ɛkɔhye na okɔ na untimi nya sika ankɔhye hɔ dia then it means umpo ebedrum rebi no untimi sustain ade no and ade ba ko a ya ade bia me kan say me wo ma me position ade bia ya me hwɛ the long term not the short term because short term de odi agro be bɔ apia osisi a ba wo hwɛ long term na ba bia o man no ye nyini kɔ no ye kɔ ye nim papa at the rate a Ghana AC movie no a movie kɔ na nim pa it means whether we like it or not energy no ebe koso a ye behia ne more na ye behia ne more dia then e wo se dia na ye ya ana willingness be na ye ya ye betimi dia meet sa ayi no enu nti se ye wo sa 40% losses we dia then there's a need for all of us ye nyina ya mra on the table na ye hunu how best we can resolve that issue send ye be ya at least ebetimi abo ama ye nyina mu nkania no aye de agina so enu nti de edi kan no eye se de ye ka no ye woni pa bebire wo ma we mu a your friend say light bay omuntua baby wo kra wuntimi nkoho unua se wo ko gisika udi agura akwa ye beku nkura to ye nyina ye nim
okota malene ne mpotem honoma about 60% woman line bill.
Don't you see?
About 60% of omu usuni free.
One who they sit here no. One who they sit here inti we nyina ye ohawa mimi ni baby bebre u call omu line bill. At the same time no so
politicians most mo ka ho bi. Some na ya mo this anime. Oh yeah na we oh yeah akobobo meter na odi amom. No mo dem.
Okay, say on say ya na e ba energy sector said the prof kan no ya na me mpese e de be ya amanyo bebre because we den ya e be ba beto odi agoro e be sa ba beto so on dey sit here enu nti de ya na me hwe ne say ye nyina ye be pe immediate solution ama sa problem no because ye ka say ye say ko said ye wo kan ya ye wo time bi a ye de friend say ye de prepaid ba o ma we mu a enipa bi mu ka say o mo mpene me ye mo ba me obde bia meka se uye fie wura ena hu se prepaid hu hia pa because obi betimi atu afiri fie no afa na bail aba but yet now my way mu ye di prepaid ba bi mu ka say wotwe mu tan a eye politics eye de said ye wo ka no but in long term no ye hunu se senke yetimi heal to ade na nke boy enti na make say for now no ye timamufo no yesu ye wo responsibility say wo se ye ohwe management nso a manage saade na come here say ye Africans no we can manage our own just say yes am obi kwan ma nipa no be dey e be hwe so ana ya ma abrofo ana bibi sa be hwe so which some of us no we preach against this say nyame adom suku kakra ye nyina yatimi akono we are also capable.
Are we really capable?
We are capable.
Are we?
Me who say a mentality bia.
Certainly we are not capable. If our mentally we are not supposed we are then we are not capable.
We see there is a difference. The difference is the person can do it, but because of one or two reasons binti what deliberately or person ya dey
and you want to mean yet.
Obetumi aye.
So you do it. Forget about the one or two reasons. Do it. Once you can do it, if you are capable, do it. And they say gang Africans titu. Ye kwa manfo man so a say dey si bu adwuma no. But ye ba ye mamu hanoma say edian you say we can do it.
Asama okay na me colleague back okọ abrochire. Ye nurse ni ho. What wo okọ ye 24 hours because he want money.
Yes.
By a man with the intimate me no ya but the fact of it no say you change your mentality you be to me a yes ade no ama na broso wow dey sit here enuti ba bia ya duru no ye nyina ye hunu say samna na ye tu no ye tu a ye nyina na ye betom nye nipa ba ko na betom enadum so eba enye enima pipi na enima ndisi ni ehyew no so eba na ye dan na ye si no ehyew na eba na no odin bruta especially ukwa kradia you doom light awa we ya just a uhwie nsuo be 15 times go once and watimi ada enunti eyo how kese ti ya besre especially engineers omo ho distribution losses no omo ntimi minimize no nyadai amaye na yenso timamufo na ya fa kwati kwan so sika e wo se ye mining setumi ka no yentua illegally ye be yesa no ma no ama ohaw aba o ma no so no ye se wo ye tete abete no na ne cha no ana ohaw no so ba ebeba wo so bi enu ntie ni kwa se ye de sa adwene ne ye de ehye etirim because me I have one belief se nyame ye wadom na utua high tariff kra na unya light na me mepe because se ubetua na unya light de ya che se ubetua kese na unya light enu nti ba bia ya duru no Ghanaians are not waiting say ye betum kania ye mpesa ade ne bi ahunu enti ye besre se sa challenges we ya ye hunu for 1992 besi na ye hunu sa ade ya besi ne enu nti a kire se e wo se ye nya ano sibire anase ye nya ano aduro ema oman timi ya de ekonanim enti for distribution losses enu de goes to the management mo hwe sa energy sector no se ye besre omu nyina mfra komapamu no mumfa adwiri mu fine hwe ewiase won yese wo fra anwansra ho abufu a umbiri ukro sometimes obi frustrate you ma de wasa wo ye no wan hwe abaka wadwen sa wonye but later on nsunsu aso ne ba ebeba ye nyina so eti ye besere se mumma ye mfa hye ye tirim sa ye build ye man ne mom ye build de obi aye atiaye eti wo ko adwuma no ne ye ka no teamwork sa wo no bo chama na wo no master our boss wo issue a you shouldn't come to the work. ya ma wadwuma ya wadwuma wie na asa woni no personal issue a na na ko discuss eti ye besre adwuma ye fo a omu hwe ye nyina mosem ho se omu fra komapam na omu nya adwumaden ema oman no ekanian enyina aho ya free distribution losses afei ya ba ye sikagegye ni mu ene amanfo ntua said yenso timamufo no yeso your responsibility ni say ye betua ama omu sane ye be ya omu so betimi provide aye dey amaye enu ntia wo say yenso ye dey yeso ye ya fam de sane ye be ya ye pene yensa betumi aye dey aka de to so be ministries anyway no me say the prof kan no ye wo baby wo a omu generate revenue. And now we go to hospitals, we generate revenue. They have tariffs, government has provided it for them. We all surgery, you will see about your amount. We all BBR buying the amount. It didn't na who said that Emma a cacasia minimum because they know say essential anti was on slow. See a betram crana and my hina or croon baby to my beg you see Jim Penny for so I could panic chow am yaso because ye operation here doom light the air. The hackers ye be beba enti amasa adwemu pono dabi mutirimu a management sa run those yin nyina no omu da sa institution nyina they free relax enti ye besre se ehwo no so ewo se aban no eputu measures said ye me de bia minim say this time around no wo hwe amamu a yewura John Dramani Mahama obe obu no a careful na wode ye kone de eye se toaso ko se dia me giri se Ghana for ebe kai no emra watwa ne mfie na aye de awie enti yenso a yaka no so no ewo se yenso eye responsibility se ye be support no na ye ba energy minister de so me de ye be sere ye papa ba bia aduru no enye kasa bebre ye adwuma onye adwuma den because ye mu bi wo wa ye wogidie ma no ye mu bi wo wa ye wo arehyiemu ma no because the time I opposition when it comes to energy or the gua now team say normal air there fa me Ghana ha dia me tiri ni say wo be kabrofo akese ne de adwuma no say won sa afi na ye bibio mesra no
na adwuma
nko ha ti mesra no say adwuma no de e wo say wono so wo ye na oboa ema oman no timi ye de ko nanim no onye na kasa bebrebe press conference bebrebe no emboa ebi wo so a wono so wonko ta akire na oman PROs no emra mo sane be ya ni face na obetimi redeem ni image na timi aboa ama oman no atimi akọ nanim.
Thank you very much Nana Ejei.
Keodi.
Oh sir.
Naga mobakoni.
Hey, kayanko.
Oh, naga munyampo.
Mami too, Nana.
Keodi meda wasina minchi tifum. Ane wona wajibra wo hwe. Mzena mindru hano nya cause fin crime pa ayasam ke.
Sa no mzo say.
Friend DCMPP na we na msiyo mateme. Medru ase. Mame enchia wo mo. Na minchi the former president of the republic. Nana Ado Dankwa Kufuado. Mame chia no pa na fin so the former vice president and we are seeing na ebona baso woni nimdi owo fa ye ewiase sikasem ho Dr. Alhaji Mamudu Baumia mame enchia no pa wo baby bia owo ende enmre minchia chairman wade nyina ode no kwakwa pia koka amchia papa Keodi minua pani free NDC akade obeka nyina senkomo we yatie twemo prof de okai ni nyina no aye senkomo we yati ni nyina distribution losses nkofo mpe nkofo yesi the NPP betna so from 2017 to 2024 we managed the energy sector
But there were still debts.
NPP beto eka $2.4 billion.
This year, say
Eba
1.7 billion.
2.5 billion dollars. Eka NPP beto 2017.
No manage.
We managed to keep the light on for the past 8 years. So you have no excuse.
Upon all the management, did they solve the problem? Were you able to solve the problem?
Na MPP this one, unyankania dem.
The question is,
yes,
but was the problem solved?
It's MPP dibem.
Say, ye catch the Ghana for say, Samoko to Abama NDC for Omudi Dum so beba. Because ye ni mom say, Omudi Omuni Dum so nenam. Na niako suni nyina a strategy. Hwe NDC for nem fa Ghana for hu. Se modwuma be say you say you omo fa mo.
A strategy saying.
Tina a friend saying the minister out hono or say me here $1.1 billion. They are called crude. Say fuel na dia ba near their so a ye nkania. It means say chat is ankrofobenya wo hontie na okasa asem no. Because yenim say e kro we mo no. Wo ko kraba ne sa ne manema na okika ne nyina. Me say a strategy. Obenya ne percentage wo hontie na okika sansem no. Because for the past 8 years, say NPP manage keep the light on the air, then you have no excuse than to keep the light on. You better now catch and say, oh, distribution, no. I'm say losses, ebano. The issue is Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe. I'm not no energy minister no. Obomoden kofa a year this a year a friend saying kapa wa ni ade e push ni ba e Ashanti region so that e be stabilize annual no because e be free e ye takrade e be ba no na sa annual ni nyina e den esi it you say me for me see em na no ya yes mo na mo kofa ba e betumi de amamo but you see you manage the energy sector no ya fa me di agro it ye nei say o be catch and say oh hi microphone tuo revenue na mu nim problem ne dida namunim problem ne dida iti enei hwe obehwa emra yesu president Mahama in yes 7th January 2025 John Jinapoya ye energy minister ebetete nkwanchen ka kire say Ghana for akaye 5 hours per because some people for to fuel and you see aseme na John okay because yenim say enioma ye de so ye kane almost 70% no ye use gas and ye de so ye kane no. And you depend on a hydro no by 20 to 25%. Say about coffee on impa ayana a emergency. Just a man a John Jinapo ya kaza happen okana nutumo. And a President Mahama ni Felix Ofosu kwachi. A kacha yen say omo ehunu enioma eba babesi. Iti abana bonu humoden akokra ayefango. Edi abakrom ha ebe averted the looming crisis ahead. So okay say President Mahama ni Felix Ofosu kwachi be kaza asam ne kire ye. Iti yakwada sori ye no yasema ni epe nyina ne say Ghana nkania ne be yeden epe china so. But since a President Mahama betna so ebe pim ne every blessed day Ghana for experience dum so. Enanu ye energy minister be kacha ye kojina parliament say dum so ni be bia. Dumso ni baby. This is the people who talkatives in government. Talkatives. Makacho I say your oppositions bed 4, 5 bia. President Mahama de sum nkrofo afidie. Bako any say energy ministry no. O de sum John Jinapo afidie. Because in opposition, wona wo kasa bebrebe wo krom ha. So wonni manage nsam nyina John Jinapo. Honabo. Wonni nsam ni nyina. Na ye de dwuma ne mawo se kokoya. Hwe ene every blessed day obob na kire Ghana for. Hey Ghana for say honorable ya pam. For solutions ni go from because abina no teso ane ene ne tie no. Na o my experiences anyoma we bi o. On manage to keep the light on. It also manage to keep the light on. Ne jai bnabo a wo bo kire Ghana for no. Nti na yakoda sori ya. Hwe baba fo esu. Ene cost of esu. In fact, obia wode nkania ye dwuma bia obi esu. Adentia. Every blessed day ye dum nkania. Na ye di ahreho a ye di abobo no. Endi sifo asa be ka kire mu nam yesi ji so abekata yen say kwankwa de bi na di dum so na ba. Really? Kwankwa de bi pete. Endra honti profonti. Almost say pete eyi efese kwankwa de bi you just go ke did you know one can want some almost say kwa de bi and the doom so na eden abakro we mo. This is the people in government. This is the people in government. Just omo bonwa ma say omunim ne omo ye okro we mo. E den na pete to me dey efense saying
different between kwa de bi ni pete
omo mi no so omo na mo dey aba omo say pete ne kwa de bi and the doom so aba. iti atwema adwen si bibi so say dabi so omo kasa asem say pete na dia ba enya me nwanwa because President Mama in 2012 eka kire Ghana for say dum so aba no aye nyankopon ne fa so bo no kobɔ no o say blame God for dum so jo mama. It is a no be catch us a pattern na di dum so na ba and akwa de bi na di dum so na ba aye wonwa
objection sustained.
Pete
ene kwa
Ofudua ti kwa de bi fine.
Then ne
kwa de bi. Because I catch us the difference between kwa de bi ni pete.
Omo no mo si omo di aba.
That's all they shepherd.
Oh, say no. Eno no bia beti ase so ti ase. Ye na wo ka bia beti ase ye. Eti Keodi President Mama aka bi pen o. Say Nyankopon ne fa so bo ne mo no. Afi the President Mama trust kom na o say Ghana for yemfa so bo no ansa mo ye ho. Yemfa so bo ne mo ye ho na yakoto TV bebre any mobile phones. Edu anwumira na ye de esiso na etwe light icho na etwitu Jo Mahama no. Okay. It is some be catch us say kwakwa de bi ene de eye dum so aba. Na ohu se nkrofo we omunye serious. Oma bo omuni mamemu. Iti the Ghana for pe honorable catch President Mahama say the Ghana for pen say yen kan ya ne be gina so ye ne mu ni excuse sem ya o because munim problem no mu ja yen ka ye ba ye no ya mobna ye make sure say kana mu di ja ye no ye be manage keep the light on and ye so baby na ye be ye siesie no so no ye catch Ghana for say ye dum ni aye den ye siesie no. This is the NPP for you.
Because more than maybe amunya technology man more do CC no. Maybe
you dum you can see CC. Yes CC no ma hu.
Me kai say somewhere in 2024 before the election but told us electricity for some fide no mo emre emo CC. Ema dum CC bae. And the electricity for create some more said do CC bill. So which one should we go?
Then they almost say kwakwa de.
And any politicians in there can electricity for
the kwakwa de bi na ka. And you no say kwakwa de bi na me na neji na mkokan. Ke odi me na mkokan. O de catch me. Enya aban o tiso no say kwakwa de bi na de eye dum so aba. Ah, every professor. Professor ya woni akokan. Yes. Omaro ka yem na neje na me bom sire makon. Oze omutu kosuegu aye transform.
The yellow festival na a friends of Mr. Mwambrembi.
Bond here Rabbi Nyakopo. Oze kwakwa de ni san tu kosuegu so. You see, it's Keodi. And ne baby aya baba bedri. Ye kan na Ghana fonti. But in 24 sachi ane muye. Yen ya catch them say, Mumfa Dr. Baumia, ne manifesto no. Sa nyoma ye ken, ekwa ye befa so e be yi sa nyoma we nyina no. Na ni nyina egum. Nti mu de madwen bekwa. Mumfa madwen kosola eye e friend say so.
Na some more green transition, that kind energy ministry ho.
Je na John Jinapo na wo. I will not be surprised John Jinapo be first minister President Mama be fire. Because so be kaya John Jinapo anyese ministry onim ho. In the previous government, President Mahama Efeli, no, you're deputy energy minister. So okay, no, you're deputy energy minister. And no kasa wo krom ha the whole ministry na sha won say kokko ye ne en hwe. Ukona ye ko ye ne en hwe ato wo ne kasa. Wo kasa wo krom ha chen obi a. Me the PR no wafa no kra no. There's no need because ono no ya de wo kasa ho. Oya de okasa onyi PR no firi ono no ending nkomo. Alright. Because okasa kra chen PR no oya de wakwa no. Etie nei me de Mr. President Mama. Ya bo din se Jo Mahama de oba dum so sa. Enei wa manaka ho. Ene wa manaka ho. Every blessed day you do Ghana fonkane. E de asemwa. Abai me tiso no o manage you. E keep the light on. E de na abai ne ye. Next time, to say,
thank you very much. Zamwa. Somebody Zamwa mpacho ba meet you na.
We just say, said maybe I not meet you prof ne kan energy there. In the cray we see baby titu ba ye see very enyinam nkene enyinam ne nyina. Ne cray we see baby touch maybe ho asem. ɛna nkron bebree so wɔ kwan mfa so wɔn rezi wɔn energy ɛyi a wɔn de wɔn nyuma Ghana ha deɛ na enim yɛ hydro akosombo ɛna ɛyɛ ya eduru mbɛm ne wɔn akosombo no ntumi ɛnhwɛ ɔman no nyinaa ɛna sɛ ɔso akosombo no efiri akosombo ade aba betwa kumase ade akosiri mu a transmission losses na yɛ kan ɛhɔ na efiri no yɛfrɛ be resistivity lines no a wɔn de power no fam no wɔn nso contain wɔn nso ekura light ni bi wɔn kura power ni bi nti sɛ wɔde 10 kilos na ɛkɔ a boy so wɔn kura 10 kilos ɛna wɔn de kɔ na 10 mega yi na wɔn de kɔ a because lines no ɛna epush adeɛ no ebi kam nti ebi duro na aka bɛyɛ sɛ bi a 8
so yɛntumi nya other means of transmitting it
yɛba
okay
ebi duro hɔ
mate
nti yɛno ɛka ho bi ɛna duro bi ana quantum of power no ahia no yɛnsa ɛnka no ba megiri sɛ yɛakyɛ ɛsɛ sɛ nka yɛtwam hɔ dadaada by this time for all these years yɛyɛ ade bɛsi nnɛ but asɛ yɛnhyɛ da nkɔ anim papa nti sɛ wɔhwɛ great transformational plan mu a alankyɛmaten ɛde policies bi aba a yɛbɛtumi atransmit yɛbɛtumi decentralize transmission on regional levels sɛ regional levels a bɛfa sɛ kumase ɛwɔ kwan ɔfa so a wɔproduce ne power na so wɔyɛ no ha yi a transmission ayi no ɛbɛkɔ fam especially now yɛwɔ gas ɛne ɛyi bebree liquefied natural gas bebree abi sɛ bebree no deɛ nka yɛbɛtumi ayɛ no sɛ nka yɛbɛtumi apower anaasɛ yɛbɛtumi ade power no bi gas no bi aba Ashanti region yɛde bi atoa so kɔ Brahafo ebi kɔ Ahafo na yɛakyɛkyɛ mu saa na wɔn wɔ thermal plants a wɔn de yɛ ɛyi no na wɔn transmit ade no ɛwɔ
within
the regions ɛba saa ɛbɛma yɛn aba fam ɛbɛma transmission losses na yɛ kan aba fam number 2 ɔkɔ srem nso so a your vast lands ɛne ɛyi a awia a ɛbɔ gu kwa deɛ hɔ no you can introduce solar ɛna uduru srem baabi ɛyi nsuo no bi sɛ onse wɔ ba major rivers bi wɔ Tano Anko Brapra ofin ɛnum birim oti Dakar Black Volta White Volta Sicily ɛna Kupon ebi wɔ hɔ no mo a sɛ de sitie no obetimi a mini dams yɛbɛtumi de transmit maybe call Virginia US baabi na ɛnam hɔ na sɛ hɔ no ayɛ yi kakra wohu sɛ nsuo bi na ɛso no gu saa na wɔm de dam ahyɛ a ɛfidi
locality no
kakra no hɔ no ano ɛfidi wɔ mu de nya afei no wɔbɛtwɛn sɛ yɛde ɛyi bɛfiri ɛyi baabi foforɔ aba ɛhɔ no ankasa wɔma obi yɛha mframa na ɛbɔ gu saa mframa ɛbɔ kora na ebubu adagu ne nyinaa windmills yɛbɛtumi windmills a ɛnkonko hia sɛ gyesi yɛkɔfa thermal na yɛde ba yɛnom nso yɛ cheaper yɛ opportunity yɛbɛtumi nuclear energy ha ne hydrogen ɛyi nyinaa ne nyinaa so ɔhwɛ great transformational plan mu a ala ka ne nyinaa ho asɛm a sɛ because yɛakɔ anim ho sɛ you have to stop the blame game and move on because yɛakɔ anim yɛyɛ the population no rise nti energy demand no ɛde bɛsa yɛ high sɛ yɛsu phone no obi use phone a ɛnɛ wawo ne ma ɛnɛ nkora no mmiɛnsa nyina obi abɛnya phone the first na phone 3 pɛ na ofi ɛnɛ phone 5 obi abɛcharge ɛne other things yɛka ho nyinaa nti kyɛ sɛ ɛnneɛma no dɔɔso nti ɛseɛ nyinaa yɛgye tom sɛ we are having a problem now. We can solve our problems. Problem will be anti solve mine. See, we can solve our problems.
There was our willpower.
What does it
say? Solve.
That is what leadership is all about. Leadership, you move your people to beneficial permanence. Because you can't sit back and expect everything to work on its own. Deliberate policies. It must be deliberate in certain policies. You move the nation forward. See, energy, we are here being a problem. So why do you sit there? Well, how alternatives are cheaper. It be initial cost very high, but eventually become cheaper than. See, you see, we say no more. You be near to fuel. Go for a year tongue and yasem kutwa. By a team here invested so much initial cost, so much in solar, so much in wind. So much in hydrogen and so much in nuclear. Then you have reduce the cost of fuel no idea, you know. And then you Your son or gas, natural gas will be a it may be an ebicra spiligua. That and yam first can shim on yam fa and pushy gas nibizunko other regions. No, not intimate transmissions, no, I say. And the idea and visa important. Alan is not new also powers. We should introduce private sector participation in power distribution sector and create regional power distribution enclaves. Regional power distribution enclaves, which will reduce the cost of transmission aircam. And then also, aircam cost of transmission, we're also talking about distribution losses. Distributions now, we are losing because people are not paying. And so I think we can introduce revenue collection through modern technologies, but not limited to artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. And the admin Koban say, what has say now? Power we use you. We are linked to artificial intelligence. Or power no sa. And no alcohol form. We know how to be or no. What they call him. What talk pe na credit the baby as a con. Simple. I who you have was not lie. And also with meaning baby a crab baby. Will be meet our say bear 6 months. Wa feel it is for
mampo no mabe.
O mama. Na dia nza mita no won ankatio esiso mo meyan mo ntua no bill kro mo mama. What is it? And nyina simple say me fan say nipa be say 100 no mo de tisa wo some enclave. You can imagine the losses that ECG is making. Opa ho there are so many schools here wo ha nyina bebre ni institution bebre on ma. Said you must use power and says here. And then I ain't change you mind because of say we may be a government institutions now or down book air no. Yet me a simple solar ma. Yet my bokai solar ne. Eddie was the minister of a year, environment here. Why is solar man office nina? It will rely on solar. But I said, last time so we have no can so I said, we need to get a year a bit more the abrosono. It's a to national grid.
Yeah.
So I see a meter move left and right, clockwise and anti-clockwise. So now what create solar now broswa now your credit too. Say what the answer now because what the other national grid do you have to gain? But what the other come crowd you don't gain. So all these are innovations. Ya eba and it's a train. Emma and Emma say says the AC con. And the end start to be busy for now because. Say nipa no ewo ma we mu no na say leadership no ejitun so meet my bibia we can do it
right
because at the end this year we have everything in at our disposal except say yenyanya obi take the bull by the horn why are there the president you can ask your leaders now say ministries now you take positive steps so that even if you are going now Ube Timmy and your video says when na me buy him Timmy ya a down na be say na hold out.
All right.
Did you remember can't say for energy?
But that's see.
Now there be na Kwakwa de be no there. Na me tie interview no. But in fact I was very sad. So we can say Kwakwa de be no o me see transformers no so o ma be tutu gusu na and the transformer kese ho no ma yantime fa de bi a enye enje ehon se be ya
no your excuse is it
no it's not an excuse but it shows anypa no men can negligence but the weakness
and is it an excuse you use this one as an excuse
it's an incompetence in the person say obetima ka say kwakwa de bi basic transformer na uma tunguzu na aize na how
but that's they are workers there
because meeting environment how because weakness and incompetence and the part of the person or must I excuse no. Because immediately you don't wait for government to come and tell you say go and cover the transformers.
Sandy Pakros and you in the district away. whoever it is. Right. Now, young for Masaudo Kumasi Bantama, former Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Baumia's vision for gold for oil has been adopted by the NDC government. It is the reason for the appreciation of the city currently. The performance of Ghana's economy is in the interest of every Ghanaian. We pray that it's not just temporary. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. All right. Masawood Ewo Kumasi Bantama. And I'll do we. Good evening, KOD. NPP government managed the energy sector for 8 good years without facing critical challenges, but just 4 months NDC took power, they are struggling to solve the Doomsday crisis. Kingdom, Ewo Ashtown, and Oduwe Abraham. Evangelist Abel Kankambwe Dueke teacher Bonti Ewa Santiachim of Fwase said, "Good evening, Mr. Keo. The energy minister should give us a break. The problem was there during the MPP era, but lights were on 24/7. He must fix it and stop talking." Okay. Yeah, that's it. And also, at the end, Solomon Jagri Osunkunsu. I say good evening, Kodi. President John Dramani Mahama is building a strong foundation which will lead us to a better Ghana. Government of transparency, integrity, loyalty, trustworthiness. That is NDC. All right. And also, at the end, Baroski Owasisiwa, member of MPP Media Patriots, John Jinapo cannot handle our energy sector. I swear to God, because the excuses are becoming one too many. We told Ghanaians that NDC is not an alternative, but they turn a deaf ear to the MPP. We are daring him that he doesn't have any alternative than to give us light. Okay. And also, some of the ministers and government appointees talk as if they are still in opposition. They are doing the same thing MPP did, and if care is not taken, they will feel big time than the MPP did. I don't agree with people who say we should not do politics with the energy issue. We should talk about the problem. Kwame Ewotakwa Ena Oduwe Abba. Good evening. Say, my name is Mohammed from Boko. I want to ask how many people are in jail because of electricity. Hey, anyway. Sir Keodi, good evening. He said, okay. Good evening. But this is Odinho Timudahini Nanabuaje from Asante Achim Hridium. Ghanaians were happy going for Doomso, but they happily voted for it. So let them enjoy it or feel the pain. My brother, I told you, Sami Jemfi is powerful than okay. Yefa enu ensiho na yentoaso. Good evening, Kodi. It appears the MPP has not learned any lessons. The MPP man in the studio should be ashamed of the propaganda. MPP did all this, but Ghanaians voted against them. How many kilowatts did they add to the energy supply? Didn't the IPPs threaten to shut down their system because of mountain debts? One for Wooding Amma. Good evening. I'm disappointed in the talkative John Jinapo. He should resign. Bright or Takwa Ena Odiwe Abraham. Good evening, Kodi, and your panelists. The current MPP is the worst opposition I've ever witnessed in Ghana. The way JM has started governing this country, by the end of his tenure, there will be no MPP from say yes, our book room. And Odiwe Abraham. Good evening. Ghana 4 politicians will kill us. Kwakwa Dobi is the cause of the doom. So, politicians. Edward Kwachi Edward Neza were just so domiabra. And also Odiwe Abraham. Why is the MPP brother busily destroying MPP? Wouldn't he repent and speak with humility to save MPP for once? Joe Wukumasi Ena Odiwe Abba. Oh, Ghana. I now understand why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said we Ghanaians are myopic. Just look at what NDC government is doing in the energy sector. They should focus on solving the doomsday instead of making noise. Sincerely, International Postmaster, Efri Jamas, International Postmaster, all the government agencies are to pay electricity bills, especially police bungalows. Police officers' wives always they have more deep freezers to sell water and make cold stores. They are not paying bills. Say, in fact, Mr. Amwa is knowledgeable. I like his submission from Ora Kwame, Victory Land of Dote, behind page 4. All right. Yeah, that's it. Good evening to you and your panelists. The NDC doesn't have money to buy crude oil and also pay newly posted teachers and nurses, but they have 300 Ghana cedis to buy parts, 300 million, okay, and billions to spend on the presidency. It is about priority. Coach Afrani Ewo Obuase. We say, hey, wait there. I'm not sure I can read this one. So let's leave it there. Enough. You move on. Now, Honorable, minimum be about energy in just about a minute now.
Me that was senior konya odia. Na me de bia de me can say some years ago, any anom MPP na na J obekasa gwe ujana obekan seme wo wiase nyina. But Ghana for more 1.7 million difference. And no na wo se me nuanom wo mu hunu say kasa tenten and topoko. And then you did now bekan wo betena so aye ni nyina. Minua, me no ka say on August 24th, that was a Thursday. Already on online. Samuel Mahama, he was the then CEO for it. He apologized to Ghanaians for doing so. And you are here telling us, because of Bibi Kakrana interest in tea. You know, sir, way, this is how it is. But open say, ma Ghana for, and I thank God, say, and then Yamiadum, Ghana for a learned. And Tinya de da, Obetina radio, so I cannot. Ena obi befa obi a ready ehunu de ewiase esiko the etosu biem yenu am ka kire eze omunye when government was reading 27 February already state of nation address na maja ye ka 70 billion Ghana cedis our energy sector debt Hesla ayedija amo it was 45 billion Ghana cedis man timi amfa nkotua ka no mo de ko bosia di twamanum yenti obi aban we and namumanya gast as I be general person catch say Mudia Bibia is all right.
Thank you very much.
Ya momo adabraka. Baby o mine no. Bahama is moving forward. And that there are some damn ya kra me many just say what set the committee say you have to bring back Ghana Airways. Sanya be ya o mine revenue yes.
My mouse or something.
Menu penino. One tear say MPP Babem 2017. No more bubble fence Canada energy sector. No. It was $2.5 billion.
Embassy the politics. Yes.
Inti Sauba catcher and so more kind state of the nation address. And no, your Mahama Kochre say a kawin edao, ye betoka. But yet we managed to keep the light on. Iti Ghana for the omo pa ne say ye mamia wo no kata ise enuanie say aban ba ko etumi ye e keep the light on for the past 8 years Ghana for some mo kan say mo na mo ye dede wo krom ha e ka che yen say Mahama is the hope yes ha no mo enyum ne kire and Mahama is the hope no say aye hopeless Ghana for hu say do Mahama ko for sa dum so na sa be biom.
Thank you very much. Just a second now.
What was his recommended sanctions to the Kwakwa Debi? No, say Kwakwa Debi.
Yes, I know Kwakwa Debi.
You see, that is the reason why me of Amo no kase no until no. Obi bonia eba ye nka mfanse menua Vincent ABC nti bon niese ade ni sade ne naturally occurring event na nti ye nti mi nkoche naturally occurring event into mu a it doesn't start as an excuse we best friend whoever it was onto the for nyesa on sanctions mbra of say Kwakwa de be liable
ye enche nko gina court na ye ni nasem anyway
bebo akwese wo woni nipa de ye bia ya ma wo wan kan asem nyame ebisa adam kan asem eve kan asem besi ne ya ma wo opportunity to also add it. Young Kofre Kwako don't make kind of side of the story, Anna. Whoever it was in Pamcho, Adabraka, he
It should come again. Anyway, me move on after you the dollar situation in Ghana. Na yenka ho asem. My message said this time free Mr. Mwahona yenhwe. And nay ora honorable Isaac Adongo kasem. Emma Bank of Ghana at the Krataba Bonte say nsem no kan no. And yes, sir, and a tear, and they obey to me, I will counter now dollar account with me. You hear the situation, you hear and nay, the Ghana city as against the dollar, and yama eba. A man for say artificial, people are attributing it to the MPP, no city tone and 90s, Yababe Twason, and Yamako, will be up as all this samba. Oh, Mr. Mamma too from the.
I don't go now. I don't end up limit, but in fact, I didn't know say now a board of a
board member
of Bank of Ghana. But I was board member in the first place, such issues in this Obembi.
It's all Beckaby.
It's all Beckaby. So tranche and maybe a compiaro a becca. Yeah, with me can be. Now was a board member, oh, Banaba Becca. I did all kinds, but I did all kinds of know. Me to me, the experience I'm going to say, because the bank here, foreign accounts, you two. I know two. Back home, but me be wow, the hard currency cash. Now there could be. You know, say, Okonas, who yen will be you are the amount. Any over coin, you know,
currency account, FCA. Second one, no, Becca.
And the other one, so yeah, you see, foreign accounts now. But you know, there be now oh yeah transactions be. Another be a year oh yeah, you mama will be created $200. Now, there are two accounts. You know, so honum. You know, Kwako Yibia, and restriction crowds. It be a massive more ye, especially where Oko use physically, they are in 10,000. Be are the Kwabruchira, now they call baby, sir. And the encourages of visa and no passport, no BBI or evidence who to cry. There was all the year of foreign transaction by Swift and other EDI, only problem. We can use it now anyway. And even you see the account to cry, no, open so yes Swift to cry on it to cry foreign exchange. They can use it to do it for you. So you the kwakota the na bana. Now so can say obi account no. You untimi nyibia. E no sound the panic ba. A credit problems obi wo dollar no bia on fan enko to bank. Ne no beti ma credit problem. Nti ho no na me na nya adwen ba na me nim se bia until some say hu no say for a Bank of Ghana for at the my press release on it. No, the best say they should not be rushing to go to the media and speak, especially when they are not very much well versed in the
obviously sometimes he was used to test the waters. He said, now we want to stabilize the city.
No, test water as a board member there. It's not your duty to test waters. And come communicate bin kono kan ye na ke de mrem na fina ko mu mfa to ye na ke but I board member we see I call bin kono kan so na ke dia check is say nti ye no de ho de me no enya adwen but you ba dollar no so a e ko from no so a amafo bri attribute to say America ne ho ne ma ken kan bri na so ahwe ehuna bomu a omba attribute to foreign eyinunko ano omunu eto political lines bi and almost of is a comprehensive eyin dey ade na ba omunu to different line and na kra de bi no na metie kra de omote say there is a slide womani age am say o ma we ba na timu disabre na kan nyamya adumanka dollar yi ko form a amanfo ho am kakra e bi ani age pa say enya slash shock kakra. But that shouldn't be the case because it informs the business community. No, yeah. It informs them. It's not talk positive about it. Yeah, it informs them, and that one can give us positive results. If you talk negative about it, it can give us negative results. Me now me can say now transaction be delay for a while, and now time I'm here, you know. Na ma save 76,000 cedis. Now the track can say, boy,
yeah, last week, yeah.
76,000 cedis. Can you imagine say, oh, crowd, the same amount of dollar now they crown now because of the CD.
Oh, yeah, 75,
76,000 Ghana cedis.
760 million.
Wow,
I see.
And a save we. It means say no, I'll be happy. It sounds like it be one. I'll be happy. What I say, and now there's some boys who say, some of the businesses now almost are seeking foreign facilities. It relieves them. Because akwaji be a foreign facility be $1 million or $2 million. Audi ojuma utiaka. Busumi be a utia. It be $1, and be an 5 cedis, another 10 cedis. O man was another do 17, another 15. You can imagine the about also. It will be 100% national beton including interest. And where do you stand? A person put you will be behind the disarray. It is at the end of the year, say, in Yamia Buana say, a minimum etimia take good stance, not at the end of Kosua. We must not applaud it. Right. And the fan Congo share Trump and then there have been certain things that have been done well here. Because fiscal policies not always no. I think there have been something positive about discipline. They have been disciplined in the system for now. What do I say? When there was a similar problem and there was not Sydney depreciating, Koku Kwatin was MP. Obama kind say the something is happening. It's going because of recklessness, reckless borrowing, and irresponsible. Okay, so many things. What I say? To a point, because New York, a Ponzi scheme. All because now there was no room for the dollar to breathe.
Yeah.
We say you saw here, so we need you be or focus or person or make sure say you better put your mind in this right position. Not the dollar maybe and hometia, obviously. See the hometia or even offer.
Anyway,
it means that maybe this is a right thing and we need to applaud it. No more me can't positive things about it because money yeah. Yeah, that's my policy because speculators they are listening to us. Over how dare you? Hey, Kessben forces to say, and no. What does it?
What they are doing to him?
What they are doing to him? Oh, says the Baba can say, hey, yes, what do dollar qua? You wouldn't mean you know. Oh, and I'm mad on to I. Now I can't. I'm calling your conya you today. And yes, mom, the good politics, yes, mom, Nana.
That's Mr. Ahmad. Thank you very much. Nanaje. And I saw a gun in you, Ghana. And I hear more who you say about me and more ye and I can't be the man at me.
Oh, yes, so be him said, here, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, the good, yeah.
And he a buyer, so could be because
policy not the buyer, no, Abua.
Good for forex and a good for oil, which is what.
Mr. Amwa DC, you know, I walk as a Crofo, Omudia good polytank mu. See no more fan corner phone, Mr. Moa. And dear me, no yard
now they
wouldn't be a jam any Yenya crew, Yatina crew wimu. Emo Kwabrane a fasike ne kem. Edi kwa ye de chiche. A foreign currency na era FNC, Mr. Moa Eka Wansam. For egu bag musini chen briefcase kese pa eni sini chen Mr. Amwa eno no ye den ka chen se o efe se on fanko ye nyama mpani a wano ahye ne mra to se my point is we na mon fa so e sanse abrante ne ye ne doba no wan twena so ebe den obi de ne dollar gu ni dem akọ Mr. Amwa menti wase because ye tena krom ha ye ma Mrs. da pass mo bae abranje na ne ye hu dollar won ho no hwensem a wokegu ma me so hwensem a okegu ma me we so.
Why don't you stick to the
and
topic?
And CJ ye ma me tukonu president mama pe so yi free on hwe ono so ensem a same jamfi kafa na tie ne ye o osi we tukwan na pediam ni ade sami jamfi unim sa gold board kon na atiama no sika wo dwiri wo ho na nye sika ba wo na waka chem se me dollar me mfa nko na dongo nso ko gina chire
as board member e Bank of Ghana en kan tell me say me the dollar ne ko na me kwa yi a ye be ma cedis na o se yen kan ho asem hwe e ya adwene o mafa wo dan mu e na dongo beti hoto e kire Ghana fo adwene o mafa no adwene o mafa no e na dongo esanse na no ya trunti wabeka ho asem
na Bank of Ghana de kata baba
we hu se di adongo kan ye no wan hwe yi a dollar ne be gye ensa enti na Bank of Ghana entempa na mo beka ho asem no because di adongo aye no me say me a businessman me first kan nko it is me dollar na me ehye motom na wo se me family tiba na wo board member every Bank of Ghana ono hwe o man ni nyina sika so be ka tell me say me di sika no ko say wom na me kwa gia e be ma me cedis a what are you trying to tell me it e be ma dollar na eden akosoro and this for bom ho asafo you know me ne ba kokura ko chia e di empa na ma ya ma e dollar na eba for this match yendi yan spending ti eno na aba ma dollar na ye eba from hwe me na neji asema me kan say e say eye ma penso a etiba from no ye de be ma mo but once e be sha say e dwane e kosoro no hwe na man ko blame obia
na nkosoro you give them the credit.
Oh, you see
and now you say be kosoro.
Oh yes, because when you get America say me was high you know because ye nyina ehu say Trump nneoma bia o de bae ye nim say ewiase sika ye di dwapa akese dollar no na Trump sorry a o yes a nneoma no ama dollar no elusi ne value na cedi ne any other currencies ne de enya hoden enya Ghana currency nko na enya hoden against the dollar no you are my who do be bra metumi abobodin a omusom currency ne de enya hoden.
And that same perspective you know there are other countries who also almost can suffer oko CFA oko Nigeria naira na they are still suffering
and I'm say
almost they are not affected by
don't
this
worry,
trade okay
iti oko awiase a your countries ni bi ho a omuso no omo currency ne de enya hoden against the dollar no. Last Monday ya me hu say Trump and China for yi akotena sia omusi nkonwa a resolve sa issue no obesha Trump nso asan for plane we do eye kata ne mountain so ema UAE fo nso aka say omo ko inject almost $1 trillion akwa US economy no. It is a nyai in some way politicians especially NDC appointees no yenyan semu aye kana dollar ne ebeje ntre ha.
Don't you think they've done something positive that they need to commend you because a question say omunye bibia ama dollar ne timi
policy ben intervention ben and omo dia ba
America say they are not borrowing recklessly, they are not spending recklessly.
Omo borrow recklessly.
Yes.
Okay. And now unim say as we speak oma bobosia internally through the treasuries oma bobosia is close to almost 70 billion. Unimsa oma bobosia oma de
That question I can't answer.
When who do oma de
no
mo it interventions ben e bia menua pani be boy NDC one say interventions omo de gu form a ama dollar na ye den etiaba eno na Ghana for person omo ti o because obi ehun say even BRICS any Asia countries na hodo no bebre na kasa mo for dollar ni di dwa biom iti ama Trump revise ni note iti mo nsam a mo keka wo krom ha no man hwe yi a dollar ne be gentre ha na gentre ha minim say dum so kra ma blame nyankopon na Ghana for ne ye blame om dollar enye yi o ma blame the Ghanaian especially the business community iti medie me mesre wo mo say o ma no kasa no omunsusu because Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo ka sembi kiremo se sika enye dey empedede muko yedede wo ho se ne adongo eyi and the businessmen bebre na for mo adwene o bebre na for
so why would they still have that mind say because Bank of Ghana nankasa officially about bontia be cancel yes
onye ni pehunu bi akeke
but the Bank of Ghana itself has come out yes
onye ni pehunu bi akeke oye board member ye committee ya wotimu bia wotie nkomo na ekoso no ono no de betu dwa wanye obi akeke wo Send Mr. Mwaka say Yama communicators yet and I say communicators in this year call any meka. Not to say Mumfire entry a year from her. So I say, or your board member, hey, or Cotenasia. A year a friend saying Governor Nini and the secretary near Wayne into a young command cost walk kwam. And an unknown dainty or the abetuja. And I'm a businessman and women no I form what dream say see the dollar co na some mama is see the and yin fama.
All right, thank you very much. Honorable.
Minia.
That same topic.
Na yentwa 20 years wa ba mu de no anya heart attack because the way nani asi abre yentwa we 4 years o yenko ba bia o nana etina na tobo mesrew pa mesrew minia no se de o se why no at the base dodo fabra 10 send be ya alice changes ibema na de ko na de wo hiye de nana ase o pesa o de credit mai ase o pesa o de be mai o so ha wo hu de
me bacho jana allow him to talk. Yes,
yenuan o pesa o kire ne de o pesa o kare nyina ene nyame adawroma de Ghana for ye hwehwe ne de akoma ehwe ne se ye dollar no ebeti bagina amaye and nyame adom God so good asase ba from said ye pe when you see any intervention via ye dia anya hwe kra no physical discipline kwa ade ba ko aboa ama abanwe sa because ene oh minia ene enye se aban efa play no okodwale yom no okoye we ene wo hwe ministers ayi omuye 60 pe as compared to 123 within that system no aban asa catch omu say omu tu kwan a mo fa first class aeroplane. They should look for economic one. These are measures aban ediagu akwan a wodwene ye ho aban papa na aba amagana yenya so mfaso enu nti se yase hu kotoku a umfa we ni nhyem a membe gina betu futuro nwe ena me no ka say last me bank a friend say boss friend say MD no investors are aba a person omudu omusika be say your oil revenue your oil sector no ebro na adwene so. I am telling you confident no ayede abasoro ama amanfo anya gidie wo amamuo num se amamuo wei ene beboa enu ti se maba na mabedi sika nyafu de mo pɛ yenti obi aban de mo pɛ na mo ye ka bibia mo ntie na mo de yakoduru ho na ne nyame adom yewura atofo sen tikasi a ɛso adayepa na odwire o my Ghana ho na wono onpɛ kasa na mom asen kotin na woye nyame aye adom na ne o my Ghana ye duru ba bia ye bedo you know what ade ba ko ahwe ni hunu se uba auditing na omo aya business kakra na the first day auditor we ba ho no for the last what did letter of engagement in be ba no the next year what ahwe internal controls because eno ema ni hu se threat dey wo ho a sane ye be ya o scrutinize o be scrutinizing ye sane ye be ya obetimi detect errors ana no ma bi ho and the Ghana internal controls are ye bu o man no solid when na ye kan wasem mo sa amamuo ni jama gabi ochire da akuna na ebuo eduru ba bi gabi ochire da akuna na ebuo o man
how will you justify this?
Miss contract no, a lot of contract was signed under Gabi.
How will you justify it?
Then
what justifies
STL the contract ni deals a course nyina Gabi na sign without the no
this is a serious allegation.
Friend said president ka say no onim ho hwe no. There is a president who said say onim ho hwe.
And one or two things because there
and me person man who say and na yewura Jo Mahama na ni feedi gadochi na ni DBB achi na yenuanom de omo asem areho ewiase ho se obi asem ba na wo koka na wahwe wo de and now Uncle Casamientia, Sami Jamfi $800 is an issue to you. $800 ye issue to you. But dollars, billions of dollars are not being passed there. No, they went to Yanka. You couldn't even come and apologize to Ghanaians. se wutimi de sika gu mpaase ye nua no oye nipa you betimi afom wasama Ghana fo ate ase se ade na oye no wanye ne ye na onye de onye biem so oye biem a I think said the president will discipline him obianu wa he's above the law momo de arrogant mudi ko opposition no posture mudi ko ye mudi sukuram na na je minua no mitufo mumra o Ghana for the omu pen say
Mamusa one thing na yentwaso now and they eka bebre ho no ma this year Ghana won't pay next year for example ye waka hodwa ye betwetwa dear ben na mo be because I know can be na dollar master because there's a lot of dollar in the system you go to in the dollar system how are you going to balance the equation emma nyeme ya ye nhuni amanfo expectation ke betia na ba bia 1 cedi to $1 na ka
which is not possible
I don't know possible
say 1 cedi to $1
I don't know possible
I know the end means no say baby ya duru no e den ya target this year
possible by difficult kind of fine difficult but it's possible anyway how are we going to because most say physical discipline is any artificial no there are a lot of car a free next year you be tria
enunti sa wo hwe ya na me no kase ye wo illegal smuggling of gold na yenuanom eteso na ekoso NDC amamu no ye hunu na yese se oti se unua face problem na hu a wo ba you should be wise enough to put measures to solve it. There was a lot of Al Jazeera a report to that issue say illegal gold near smuggle outside countries and now the gold board aba amasa smuggle no within even 7 or 4 months away you the almost 2.7 billion revenue and Ghana through the gold board.
$2.7 billion.
What I say. And with all this, no, ubetimi di biso aye dey akotwetwa woka.
Okay.
Wow, there is enudi enua no de. Enya amamuo no mbebu
ye. A lot of buffer. You betimi di etua kama bia.
Reserves. You know. Say ye nyina ye timi boa. Na smuggle no ekọ forma. We can use it.
Thank you very much. Mama Prof Sapo Hanafi.
Good. Okay. So my man started saying gold may find sir because many have Vincent Edisi ho. One of the niema etimima usika muyedu pa eye sika koko. Into British pound ye nuanom UK £4 no. Niama no ho den pa empo $10 no. Eye mu gold reserves abo. In fact ohima ati ase na edu ba bia ye pese ne ho ba ne ho so na ne ho ba ne ho a etim sheda ko bie ne on na mu te se ne onam
sikani
o hwe sika sana ye so ya ko ala no ho aton like o tu se but enti but mesre se ye me nya no ya ton 2.7 billion yes say value gold a etimi boa usika no enya bedan sika pe any
value
any muabia de boa usika no so let's see how to shore up our gold reserves and not to take interest in
selling
ya cotton ma $2.7 billion aba dollars the aba system nim Ghana hayati hey dollars ba pa syndicated loan and say na mente hon komo but ye ton ekokwa yenya dollars niema kwa fa so dollars ba mai mai bebre e ba ne say na yenya dollars ni ntina kroma de pressure bre is city number 1 na wo ka ho asem no spending any debt servicing key because I na ya ka ni bebre dollar rated and as a forex rated ka nti e ba se ye service pe na say dollars na ye ba ye manim na bia na ye hwehwe san de akokotua sa eka no debt service na ye ka say eni ho is on hold kakra yenya relief kakra ye start to see service ye data mesre munua Dr. Atuforsen me ye sure say we envisage he sits by the books every day me ye sure say o pe plans bi o de be go akwan mu amre nu du a e ba mema ye seed no ahode ne nsan ente nkofo bio nyame adum kakra MMDAs no efina eye properly constituted CEOs no and as a DCs ne MMDCs no efina omu take at the spending starts from the base bema government expenditure as started arise. Eba, let's see how Dr. Forson and the team besha omuma ma yesidi no enjija. Your contractors unse abayaba for us na or suspended a lot of ongoing activities. If I mean accounts bibria na erania the funds in it were called back. In fact, if na el settle we are be release the funds with spending nkwa items be for beer. If you still say bar, it shakes up.
Yeah.
You know, mestre yenya nu hoi. Enti let me start by saying say celebration ne die mo me entren so kakra.
Entry boase.
Aha, celebration ne die.
Prof, me first na 16 ni 15 na say
me offer
you say 12 point something.
I me offer yeah oh yeah. Me offer example yo yeah onya 76,000. In fact nanka yesa me to ade bi. Sa de kro nanka ye $12,000. Nanka the bag na say the most abre no nanka 299 something thousand. And now with the change na ba no 176,000.
That's what it.
Yepe. In fact, yepe. Ghana ha yeniji because we are import-led economy. Import-led economy biya so ni nyaya anka oma foforo krono ni sika na ekofo mo no de na ekosoro. Ye ka say oma imu hakra no ebinum kra ra ho because they are into export.
Aye.
Export for will not be happy. Ye nyina yeti ya happy. Ya happy because your mind the import. Export for will be suffering with this. Forest and say manage.
Yeah.
Yeah, mpese bedu baby na bedu $1 $1 or can say impossible. And can possible, but me sure say we have to get there because you see a journey export for no so we must manage the forest. Intermediate me say Ghana your best average from 32 years in your best average has been 7.3. You do 7 cedi 30 pesos to $1. For me, I think say you are reaching a very good equilibrium, best supporting both export and import. But let's watch the expenditure patterns as they begin to face us. And importation so mesre yempe kwan befa so na ma bi ehun hia na be twetwa so we nya asem foforo we nya nkomo foforo ba ne ha me ne sese pese ye ma esidi ne ho odin dia ene obi asan line so kwa of crash papers ne hospital equipment ne ma ne ma de aba no enkodi line ne mu bi se ye ma obi na so fa kokra gari fabra e basa pe na che se we import everything into this country DOD.
You also manufacture.
Why? His Excellency the President with the president facture me. Ebra so ye kwa 9 million sanitary pads their boys and girls. What an opportunity. 300 million
establish a factory where Hana farm produce to be.
What an local producers square wa have for empower. For empower. His Excellency seriously on your second coming. Memang Crophobia sabi omu individual interest be emma the entire government no
collapse. Resetting agenda.
At Daroma. So they say. It yet import na yet is 300 million ya o de koma Chinese companies and nyanya ko yo se nyanya ne ko yo no. Ama wafa emebunu over 600. Chale Ghana for nabawo. Omuso mu pe 9 million sanitary pads nti ya amfamu enguma ye ntimi miti omu supply no ama ebinum mebunu na omo madwuma aye no. Let's begin to go outside the box a little. We first one metimi dia bone koko sanitary pads no beche every other year. Let me not see ye nyina ye mpese ebe hu say going forward ye die ni ma na export import it's a be less change ebe ma $1 no ene cedi asema ye kan ahwa na akosai. The next one hoarding. Hoarding ye moja ye ewo ye mu. It is supposed to circulate within ya mu. And yes, I circulate pia bonten. A pia bonten pe e bi kwat mi wo ni so timi chin moja tu bebre na ya hwa anso anu a ye nyina enim nia e beto. Sika nso sa netie. Se sika free bank e befa krom befa dwam e befa ya san ko wie bank. E ko basa ya amanan ko wie bank. Na especially dollar obi man so sika ekoko wie wo yem paase eko wie wo polytank mu se nia wo kan se bi wo hosa de amenim eko wie wo baby a yenim se ko wie no a we will have problems emfa hono modin amenu akeselato force mbebo se yesi e betwe dollar na free banking system nim na ya dan ye fie banks a
That's what the
no
problem
country can stand. No economy can stand. In fact, responsible economists now nobody does that. Nobody even thinks of doing that. Say enfa megu dem, ni enfa nchen better price. Ni enkonkoton no biya di dollar beguni dem. Nyame nkwa na nim dollar here won for them. Why? No economy can stand if we do that. In fact, NIPA says moja no fa line bi mu anesanfa right ye free right ni mu call left side of the akomanim ni ade. Na se utwa ha. So moja na du hande mi ya kugu it is an as council tier supposed to circulate within the banking system. Let's try. Bank in Nanka so crack omukra ma mo sika no e free moja ne path nim. Efre abochifo. No mu dia ma abochifo. Obeko bank na wonya bi. Bank na timi fra abochi ma.
So kwa abochi
Yeah. Ubenya ni ade. Please, let's set up 68 years as a country. What kind of irresponsibility is that? President Fiscal Group, Monetary Group, Bank of Ghana for to force money are there. Those of you are handing over the management of the economy to you. These gains will be only sustainable. Will be sustainable only if we direct our attention to certain management. Last one I make one. The first one here largely economic factors. We use gold, they are safeguarding currency. America, Kenya, debt service, and economic factors are affecting stability of a currency. I do so no. Non-economic factors and I say market sentiments. And non speculation is unfortunately for this government, the person who was going to throw the entire gains into the mud, Nyananka, a modern to force team near Bonnie Ubiabo, and Koba Besen Kra. A honorable member of parliament, I think for Boga or so, Honorable Isaac Adongo. In fact, the reason why I make Kessben say, now I felt, say he of all persons should know better about this thing called economy. Because okay, during the campaign time, it sometimes go to me match Dr. Bawumia. If you are up to
Boga Adam Smith.
Absolutely. If you are up to the level of Dr. Bawumia in terms of this economic conversation, then you should be the last person.
To say
Me honey me angle no.
All right.
Board member no dear. Me fan say anybody can be board member. I mean say a Wakwe Bank of Ghana, no people who go there umbenya sika hu nim dear then ade. But not only say you're board member, or you will be during some campaign time. Campaign time na me no to force and na on match on yene arguments towards Bawumia side ne. Nim say no you're very good at the doctor there so nim say but now Honorable Adongo has been pictured as Ubia. International for finance minister Krano.
Yeah,
no. It tells you President Mama's experience. It tells you he saw something we didn't see. Yes, I'm dance any can you imagine say and Conor finance minister and Goberto Sabombia? Seriously. I give a plus to President Mama. I mean, I say, or the man and Kenya, but if you who be a yen, Mestre no, Sadi or ye, say a bomb mine crass. I can say irresponsible. Oshe Dr. Wampa Pencil as a Bank of Ghana boss, governor, Dr. Wampa Pencil. I think 13 as a moho baby, earlier crans and Obama Kadidi Swabaya baby. Governor de Semuso. Dr. Wampa Pencil, sad trial be say also. Within a matter of 3 weeks, where our currency depreciated to a one on one baby chaso. Na sebi dia nansi atransi in Tekuma
on Fahumpo.
So where from this?
All right.
Onya PRO for Bank of Ghana, onya say for government, onya say near the Bank of Ghana will PRO. Inti ono die mesre. We can pardon, it's early days yet. But a BNE, too much ecstasy. After election, you do management and you do no. That's also to Kasane, Kosukasa. I heard now a quick Kasa, do what the Seco Diabo. Did you craving Kobogan? Yeah, the channel no Mama debut.
Thank you very much. Your time Nasu. My time is up. Meda Honorable Vincent Asarbedi Akwasi Naneji, I'll thank you very much. Mr. Joseph Amwa.
Grano mum go on anyway.
Time
man,
na so.
my 1 minute. Yeah,
Time na so.
Yes, so they just one.
Omu you free from. Thank you very much. But that's it. We haven't finished. I think
next week,
Kumasi ba. I started it here some time ago.
Yeah.
And then man for the ding come. I think I did it for 2 weeks or so.
Eka concept be home.
Yeah.
Pollution, ya man for ni man bia air pollution, then pollution. So that way.
Next week, God
Your
willing.
general concept be a friend of visual pollution. Next week,
We'll discuss that one. But that's we did the Kwabena Owusu Dankwa. Message ya mo etimi kan yin mo fanche. Better malam ya so na share dwumadi a ye de ebre mo. Ya sorry so, nyame eya adoma. Di aka no, ye de beto aso e de amamo. Bye bye.